Hey guys, Mr. Jenkins here again, and this will be lesson 8.4 for Algebra 1, which is called Multiplying Special Cases. And so last lesson we learned how to multiply a binomial times a binomial. That was the main part of it. We're going to be doing more of that today, except we're going to be looking at two different special cases where you can use a shortcut. And then the good thing about a shortcut is if you get good at it and you know how to use it, it'll get you where you're going quicker. Also, though, if you don't know how to use the shortcut, you can just go the long way and get to the same place. So I'll talk a little bit about that as we finish up. So that's all the beginning stuff, and I'll just go ahead and get right to it. So start with the learning target. I can find the square of a binomial and find the product of a sum and difference. All right, so to square a binomial, you basically have two different types of formulas that they're actually the same, but for whatever reason, they like to make it look like two different ones. So one is in the form a plus b squared. So that's going to multiply out into a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. I showed you that one first because that's what our first one is, because I know that because I'm looking at the plus sign. So that tells me to look at the a plus b squared formula. All right, so my formula is, like I said, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And in this case, a is equal to the first term, which is x, and b is equal to the second term, which is 8. Okay, so now when we substitute, we get x squared plus 2 times, remember, a is x, b is 8, and then again sub in 8 for that last b, and then we just go ahead and simplify. When we do, x to the second power is just x squared. 2 times x times 8 is 16x, and then 8 squared is 64. Okay, no like terms or anything, because that's what's nice about the shortcut, is you don't get those two like terms in the middle. Next one, exact same problem. The only thing is that there's a minus sign. So I'm looking at the a minus b squared. And so you'll see how similar these two formulas are. So this one's a squared minus 2ab, that's the only difference, plus b squared. So you see, again, as we compare this to that, the only difference is the minus sign. Okay, everything else is exactly the same. Now we'll go ahead and sub in. This time a is equal to 2m because that's my first term, and b is equal to 3. All right, so then we have 2m squared, those parentheses are important, minus 2 times 2m times 3 plus 3 squared. Okay, now we'll go ahead and simplify and see what we have. 2m squared, or 2m times 2m, is 4m squared minus, so my coefficient on the next term is going to be 2 times 2 times 3, that's 12. So middle term is minus 12m, and then my last term, 3 squared, is plus 9. So 4m squared minus 12m plus 9. I'll do a couple more here, except I am going to work a little bit quicker. I'm not going to write out the formula. So this is an a minus b squared. So we're going to do a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So there we get n squared, and then minus 2 times 1 times 7, so that'd be minus 14, and then n, and then the last term is plus b squared, so plus 7 squared is 49. Okay, and then this guy right here is going to be, the only difference is it's going to be a plus 2ab. So first term is 2x to the second power, so that'd be 4x squared. Next term is going to be plus, because it's got a plus sign there. 2 times that, so 2 times 2 is 4, times 9 is 36. Don't forget the x, because we actually multiply by 2x instead of just 2. And then the last term is plus 9 squared, so plus 81. Now, it is worth mentioning here, if you were taking a test or a quiz, or you just forgot how to use this shortcut, because a lot of people will, at the end of the day, you can always just multiply this out. So kind of another way to think about this, just redo that same problem in a different way. And again, this would be, if I forgot the shortcut, I can always just say, okay, that's the same thing as 2x plus 9 times 2x plus 9, and then use your distributive property or table or FOIL, whatever it is you like to use. So if we distribute, let's see what happens. So first term is going to be 4x squared. That looks familiar. Next term is going to be plus 18x. Next term is going to be plus 18x. And then the last term is going to be 81. So then when we combine like terms, we get 4x squared plus 36x, because 18 plus 18 is 36, plus 81. So that just shows you, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning. A shortcut is nice because it can get you there quicker, but if you don't remember how to use it, you can always get there the long way as well. All right, so moving on to our word problem here. Basically, this says a square outdoor patio surrounded by a brick walkway. What is the area of the walkway? So here's our walkway right here. We've had this problem several times. Basically, we want to do the area of the big square minus the area of the little square. So the big square is x plus 6 by x plus 6, or x plus 6 squared. I'm going to use the shortcut here. So this would be an a squared plus 2ab, so plus 2 times x times 6, so that'd be 12x, plus b squared, so 36. So that's my area of the big outer part. Then we want to do the area of the little part. Those dimensions are x by x. So just x squared, which is just x squared. Now we'll go ahead and do our subtraction, big minus little. So x squared plus 12x plus 36 minus x squared. You don't really need those parentheses right there, but just to show that that's the area of the little part. Now just combine like terms. X squared minus x squared is 0, so we're left with everything else. 12x plus 36, or we could express that as 12 times the quantity x plus 3. Might be a little nicer that way. And that would be, since it's area, that would be square feet. All right, and then the last formula that we're gonna learn is, it looks really similar to the first one. Last one, we would have had something like x cubed plus 8 squared. This time it's x cubed plus 8 times x cubed minus 8. So this one is always, I always think a plus b times a minus b. The formula on this one is a lot more simple. It always factors out into a squared minus b squared. We just call this a difference of squares, okay? So again, the formula here, and there's not two different formulas, so that's nice as well. The formula is a squared minus b squared. And a is the first term, so x cubed. B is the second term, so 8. And again, it just factors out to a squared minus b squared, so we'll go ahead and sub in. So x cubed squared minus 8 squared. And then we have to simplify, of course. Remember our exponent rule here is to multiply, so that's equal to x to the 6th minus 8 squared is 64. All right, and then the next one, same deal, just different a and different b. Here, a is x, b is 9. A squared minus b squared, just because that's our formula. Sub in our values, that's equal to x squared minus 9 squared, which ultimately is just, we write out as x squared minus 81. Okay, next two, I'll just talk you through them and show a little bit less work. And again, you just recognize this, you know that this is an a plus b times a minus b. So yeah, you just know to use that formula. So a squared here, so that'd be 6 squared, 36, minus b squared, so m squared squared is m to the 4th. And usually we write that m to the 4th term first, but here it's important that you just follow the order, because notice both 6's are positive, one of the m's is negative though, so that's why it's got to go after the minus sign. Okay, in standard form, this would just simply be negative m to the 4th plus 36, or you could even factor out the negative and write it as m to the 4th minus 36, the opposite of m to the 4th minus 36. Either way would work there. Okay, Math Excel would just take it from there, I think. All right, and then the last one, 3c squared is going to be 9c squared minus 4 squared is 16. And then here, I guess it's worth noting here that it doesn't matter if it's a minus b times a plus b. That order doesn't matter. Still difference of squares. All right, and then the closing thought would be, hey, we're on a test. I'm having a brain fart for whatever reason, and I don't remember the shortcut. So what do? Just multiply it out, and let's see what happens. So let's say we distribute on this one because we don't remember the shortcut. Let's see if we get the same thing. So distribute the 3c, we get 9c squared plus 12c. Distribute the minus 4, we get minus 12c, minus 16. So we have 9c squared. That looks good. These two cancel each other out to 0, and then the minus 16. So you see we get that exact same thing either way. All right, so again, that is 8-4, and that kind of wraps up the first part of the chapter. We will do some kind of review after this, so make sure you guys are staying caught up on the Math Excels, and let me know if you're having any trouble. Besides that, stay safe and stay as active as you can while staying safe.